These are the grades for every first round pick. The Seahawks took Jadarian Price at pick 32. This was an obvious position of need for the Seahawks with Kenneth Walker leaving. It's a steep price to pay for someone who is essentially a backup running back. However, he's an extremely talented backup running back. For that reason, I'll stick a B- on this pick. The Tennessee Titans moved back up into the first round to pick up Keldrick Falk out of Auburn. This was a bit lower than where he was expected to go, which makes sense why they did move back up. He wasn't unbelievably productive at Auburn, but he has all the traits that you want out of an edge rusher, and he is particularly good against the run. A good pickup, but nothing crazy. I'll go with a B for Falk. At number 30, we had another trade up with the Jets picking up Omar Cooper Jr. Everyone thought the Jets were going to get him, except at that 16 spot where they ended up going with Sadiq. The fact they were able to get him at 30 is extremely good, and Jets fans should be super happy. He pairs extremely well with Garrett Wilson, and Geno Smith now has tons of weapons going into next year. Going to give this pick a solid A. At pick 29, the Kansas City Chiefs picked up Peter Woods out of Clemson. As predicted, they went defense heavy with both of their first round picks. He's coming off a less than impressive season, which is why he dropped all the way to the late first. But he's a great athlete, 6'3", 300 pounds, and he just turned 21. His main asset is that he should be able to free up Chris Jones a ton. So for that reason, I'm going to give this a B+. At pick 28, the Patriots jumped a few spots to take Caleb Lamu out of Utah. It makes sense. This was the last tackle before you see a pretty noticeable jump in skill. Nothing flashy, but it does provide a solid option at a potential position of need. Going B- here. At number 27, the Miami Dolphins picked up Chris Johnson out of San Diego State. I personally love Chris Johnson. I think this was a great pick and an obvious position of need for the Dolphins. The value wasn't amazing, but I'm still going to go A-. At 26, the Texans decided to make an interesting move and move up for Keelan Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. I don't hate the pick, but I don't like moving up for him. He was honestly pretty below average for the majority of his career. He did improve last season, and he showed himself to be pretty solid in the run game. Maybe I'm being overcritical, but this is a C- for me. At 25, the Chicago Bears got Dylan Thieneman out of Oregon. This was the steal of the first round, in my opinion. I did not expect him to drop this far into the first round, and I don't think the Bears did either. Great player at great value. This is a clear A+. At 24, the Browns got Casey Conception out of A&M. This was sort of a chalk pick by the Browns, but definitely a good one. Casey is lethal in the slot, and he's one of the best when it comes to yards after catch. Whoever suits up for the Browns at quarterback is getting a great target right out of the This is a B+ for me. The Cowboys traded out of their pick at 20 to 23 and got Malachi Lawrence out of UCF. I like the player, but I don't really love the value. They could have stuck at 20 and got Messidor, or traded back even more and still got him likely. For value, I'll go C+. At 22, the Chargers are the one to take Akeem Messidor out of Miami. He's a bit of an older prospect. I mean, he's already 25 years old before the season has even started. But it's hard to ignore after the insane season that he put up last year. He should be able to eat right out of the gate alongside Khalil Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu. I'll give the Chargers a B+ here.